Been away for a little bit, but I'm back. A couple of transitions. I want to talk to you guys about something that doesn't necessarily have to do with marketing today, but more so related to just career in general. It's about working from home. Obviously, that's something that I do all the time. A lot of people have said to me, Macy, I can't work from home, I can't concentrate, I get distracted. And I get it. I actually, when I first started working from home, it was a little tough for me to transition. So if you are not yet on the wave, or maybe you are a freelancer who is having trouble working from home, or you're starting a business, here are a couple tips for you. Number one, create a dedicated work environment. Now, if you have a space in your room that you can turn into an office, you should 100% go ahead and do that, because it creates a distinction in your mind between work time and TV, sleep, cook, clean time, if you know what I mean. Me personally, I've always had a home office, but I do realize that is a luxury and not a lot of people have that, especially in New York City. So I recommend you creating a space within your home, wherever it is. If you have a studio apartment, you need to have a total corner dedicated to work and work only. If it's possible, avoid putting the space in your bedroom. That's where you go to relax generally. You just don't want to where you eat, for lack of a better word. And do not, for the love of God, please do not work from your bed, ever. Number two is get dressed sometimes, okay? I know that working from home, one of the best parts about it is that you don't have to rush to get ready to go to work every day, but you still sometimes, I say 2 times a week for me is a good number, you still should put on some pants, maybe some lipstick if you're a chick, just to feel like you're not sucked into this vacuum that is home. And it's so easy to get burnt out working from home. A lot of people don't realize that. And I'll get into why as we continue, but totally get dressed whenever you can, whenever you feel you have the energy to. Number 3 is interact with your coworkers. Actually, when I first started working totally remote, I was with an agency that just refused to get on the phone, and as a result, so many projects were like there were miscommunications. I'll leave it like that. There were a lot of miscommunications that could have been resolved had we just gotten on the phone. You want to get on the phone with the people you're collaborating with from time to time, even if it's just for 5 minutes, just to touch base and regroup with them. So I'm sorry, introverts, working from home is not totally a get out of interaction free card. You still have to talk to people, you still have to deal with different personalities, there's going to be emails and phone calls happening on a regular basis. Number 4, this is probably, I want to say, one of the most important tips, but it's take your deadlines seriously. People who are successful at working from home are very self-disciplined. If you want to run your own business or work within a virtual company, sticking to your deadlines is going to be so important. There's no one hovering over your shoulder and making sure you're getting things done, so you have to hold yourself accountable. When you're working from home, you're also measured by what you produce, so you have to deliver results. Unlike working in the office, the amount of time you spent in the office checking your Facebook does not transfer to time paid. So you want to produce projects and results always. I highly recommend creating a to-do schedule or to-do list that is scheduled down to a minute. I know that sounds crazy, but I honestly, if I don't do this, I can easily spend my entire day in my bed doing nothing. So every morning when I wake up, I make a list of everything I need to do, and let's say for instance I have to do social media calendars that day. I will block out an entire hour, maybe 1 to 2 p.m. to do that, or 2 hours to do it. Number 5 I think is also really important, and that's scheduling your breaks. Bruh, I can't tell you how many meals I've missed when I first started working from home. And nobody would really understand it because I was feet away from my kitchen. They're like, you work from home, what do you mean you're not eating? There's food in the refrigerator. But I have the tendency to kind of go into autopilot mode when I'm working. So on that same list that I mentioned before, you want to really carve out 20 to 30 minutes for eating. 40 minutes, an hour if you need to. Burnout is very real, like I said, especially in my industry, which is PR marketing. It's very real, so you have to make you a priority at some point. Number 6 is clock out. I know for me this was one of the hardest things. As I said, I'm a little bit of a workaholic, and when I started working from home, it was so hard for me to differentiate between the work environment and the home environment, so I just didn't know when to stop working. I was always at work in my mind. But I had to choose a time that I wanted to be done with work and then shut down completely. Act like you are out of the office and you're only accepting urgent messages. Tip number 7 is exercise. Now this is something that I definitely struggle with. When I first started working from home, I actually gained 15 pounds the first year. I don't want that to happen to you, boo. So exercising for just about 20 minutes a day can just wake you up and get you more excited, give you more energy. You don't want to be chained to a computer all day in somebody's office or in the comfort of your own home. So you have control over that. Don't let it happen. Take a quick jog in the morning if you can. Number 8 is work somewhere else. You will need a change of scenery. I definitely need to change the scenery sometimes. I go to a coffee shop or the library or to my grandpa's house or wherever just to work. It gets you excited, gets you excited. You're around people, there's noise, and it's like a good chaos that you can kind of ignore. And number 9, I think is also super important. One of the most important ones on this list is to make a social life outside of work, or maintain a social life outside of work. You want to set appointments to hang out with your friends and stick to those appointments. For me, I really like to set up desk sides with news editors and have meetings with clients, or I don't know, just I find any reason to just go out and go to a really cool meeting. There's also events in my field, so there's a lot of, you know, mixers to go to, and I think that's really important for my health. That's all the tips I have for today. If you have any additional tips, you can just leave them in the comment section and help another remote person out. Us remote people have to stick together. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, share, subscribe, notifications. A lot to ask of a person.